To start out with, the agreed issues, Your Honor, are that Ms. Canova would be primary, have the right to establish where the child lives, and Mr. Smith wouldn't have that right. Um, uh, they agree as to current child support of $428 per month, starting May 1st, 2025, and then cash medical of $117 per month, starting May 1st, 2025. They disagree as to pretty much everything else, Your Honor, except for, oh, and also AFCLOS. They agree to AFCLOS being ordered. Um, they disagree as to the type of custody. Say understands that Ms. Canava would like to have sole managed conservatorship with
All
Mr.
right.
Smith.
All right, Ms. Canava, let me stop you right there. Ms. Canava, the burden of proof will fall on you why Mr. Smith should not get joint managing along with you, but that's just the way the law sets it up. Go next, please.
And then Mr. Smith would like to join managing.
Okay.
And then besides that, as for visitation, Ms. Kanaba would prefer supervised visits only indefinitely.
Okay. Go. I'm sorry, Ms. Canava, that's not going to happen. All right. That's just outside the pale. I will do break-in visits to get dad acquainted, but you're both the parents of this child. He has just as much right to see this child as you do, and ask for that indefinitely is not going to happen, ma'am. So y'all start thinking about how y'all want to set this up because y'all had this child together. You're both going to be the parents, and the law is that he's supposed to get standard visitation, and I'm supposed to get him to standard visitation as soon as practical. Yeah, with a baby being 1 year old, that may take a year or two to get it there, but obviously the court's got to do something along those lines. So but we'll take it from there. Next, Mr. Welch, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. And then Mr. Smith is asking for some kind of phased-in visitation.
Okay.
Um, and then Mr. Smith would also like the exchanges to be done at a public place with cameras. So uh, and so, Your Honor, the state understands that, among other things, that Ms. Kanaba alleges that Mr. Smith has been there's been a sexual assault conviction and domestic assault conviction in Bell County. Um,
Okay.
so the state has looked at Odyssey, and we weren't able to find that. Uh, I think they both agree, though, that apparently Mr. Smith has contacted CPS multiple times for wellness checks for the child and Miss Kanaba, and that eventually the police essentially told him to no longer do that. There may be a incident report with Belton PD for that. Um, we have
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you're
I
not
have
under oath.
that.
Ma'am, stop. You're not under oath, and you hadn't been called as a witness. It's not your turn. Thank you.
and we have we have an ID for that 24002443, but they seem to agree that it exists anyway. And they also disagree as to non-disclosure. Ms. Kanaba would want that. Mr. Smith does not because I think, as far as he understands, he wants to be able to, be able to see his child. And then Mr. Smith also states that he has concerns with Ms. Kanama besides the wellness checks, um, as he alleges that she has made threats of harming herself, the child, and others, and that's why the wellness checks apparently occurred. Um, uh, and I think, and that's for the and they're also contesting retroactive child support, Your Honor. Ms. Kanava would want it. The state has calculated it based off of minimum wage, timeline uh, of July 22nd, 2024, when the child was born, to current to today. Basically, Mr. Smith alleges there that Ms. Kanava did not allow him to provide money or anything like that, because she had blocked him from all ways of contact sending money. She alleges there that he has not provided anything. He states that he has provided formula or other items equal to around $200 to $300. Um, and I think that's it, Your Honor.
All right, let's get this one started. It sounds like this one may end up being a special setting because there's some serious allegations going on here on both sides. So let's see what's going on, because I want to make sure I don't have to appoint the baby a lawyer and have the lawyer come and tell the judge what's best for his client or her client going forward. So because I'll hear from the parties and see if they're capable of doing that. And if not, then I'll be obviously appointing the child an attorney slash guardian ad litem, and we'll see about taking that up. But for right now, let's see what's been going on. And no matter what the circumstances are, sir, you owe the retro. All right. She didn't let you know what it was. If you didn't give her the money, you give the money. So the law allowed you to go back at least 4 years, and this even 1 year old yet. So that's going to be a mix. The only way it's not in the mix if you gave her money already in cash, not items. I don't count items. I hear this all the time. Formula, but Pampers. Yeah, well, that's one price at 7-Eleven and another price at Costco. So again, the rule is it's money, and she has the choice to do with those funds that she sees fit, not what you decide, what is fit. So again, so we'll see what all y'all circumstances are. We'll see what we'll look at going forward, and we'll see about setting everything up. And I'll see whether or not I'm going to be appointing a lawyer and resetting this matter for a special setting, either on Zoom or live before the court. So those are the options, folks. But let me hear what's been going on, and I'll figure it out. So at this time, I'll ask both of you to turn on your videos, unmute yourselves, and raise your right hands. Do you both swear to tell the truth at this time?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're both officially on the oath. You can put your hands down. I'll go ahead and let the state call you both as individual witnesses. At the end of the hearing, if there's anything you think I need to know that's pertinent, relevant to what we're going on, but yeah, I am, unfortunately. And if you think it's relevant, then I'll let you testify to it. But if it's not, I'll stop you and we'll move on. But only right now, we're looking at setting up the visitation package, the money, and all those other items, and the conservatorship. And like I said earlier, the state says that they look to see whether or not on Odyssey, whether or not there's any convictions against Mr. Smith at this time, Mr. Bonner, and my understanding is there's no record of such. So if there's no record on Odyssey, then you're gonna have to give me a cause number and show me where that might be, ma'am, because otherwise it's not showing up. So if that's there, then obviously the court would have to name him as a possessory. But if it's not, it's not. And obviously I'll let the state get testimony on that too. So let's find out. Let's get some testimony and let's find out what's going on. So at this time, Mr. Welch, call your first witness, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Mia Canova. What is your full name?
Mia Ryan Canova.
What is the full name of the child in this case?
Harper Rose Canova.
So when was Harper born?
7/22/2024.
So how old is Harper?
She's 8 months.
All right. Let's start with what I believe y'all agree with. Do you agree to basically have the right to establish where the child lives?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm not sure if you understood my question. Do you agree to be the one that have custody of the child?
Oh, yes.
So do you agree to current child support of $428 per month starting May 1st, 2025?
Yes.
Do you agree to well, first of all, what health insurances does Harper have?
Medicaid?
Do you have access to any private health insurance?
No, sir.
Do you have access to private dental insurance?
No, sir.
Do you agree to cash medical of $117 per month starting May 1st, 2025?
Yes.
All right. And do you agree to that you and Mr. Smith to be ordered to communicate through app close?
Yes.
All right, so let's start off with the contested issues. So, when's the last time Mr. Smith has visited with Harper?
She was, ooh, was, I think she was maybe 5 weeks, maybe. She wasn't even a month yet.
So, how did that visit go?
I we met up at Scores in Bell County, right across from the Bell County department. And it was going perfectly good. I approached him about a rumor that I heard about domestic violence and a rape charge against his sister. And he got mad and stormed off and basically patted me really hard on the back, slapped me on the back, and said, "Good talking to you, homie. I will see you later."
Has there been any other visits between him and the
No, sir.
child?
No, sir.
All right. And so,
And
where did you learn about these um convictions?
his sister.
And
Okay, here's the deal, ma'am. Okay, slow it down. Here's the deal, ma'am. Obviously the state asked where you learned it, but you cannot testify to anything anyone else said other than the father. All right, that is hearsay 100%. So if you're not an eyewitness to it, obviously you can tell the name of who allegedly told you something, but you cannot even testify to what they actually said unless it came from him. So you may
Are you
proceed at this
able
time, Mr. Welchstein.
are you able to run a background check? Because it will pop up on his background check.
Okay, here's the deal, ma'am. I don't run background checks. Okay,
Okay.
that's not my job. All right, sorry. Thank you.
do you have any documentation or as Judge mentioned earlier, a cause number for any convictions for Mr. Smith?
No. I would have to look him up.
All right, here's the deal also, ma'am. If he was charged and not convicted, he's an innocent man, okay? We're looking for convictions. That's why the state looked it up on Odyssey. Charges don't count, only convictions.
They're not in Bell County. They're in a different county.
What
Okay.
county are you talking about then, ma'am?
What county, ma'am?
Wherever they were living.
What's the
I don't know.
And so who is the victim of these alleged convictions?
His sister, Dana Dotson.
All right. So what kind of communication have y'all had currently?
None.
And why not?
Because of the way that he's acted while we were together. He's violent. The allegations with his sister and the threats that he's made towards me. When we were together, he's told me, "I will kill if you do this." He's just, it's like the CPS case.
okay,
like
ma'am.
everything
Okay,
is added
okay.
on.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You said a CPS case?
Yes, he had told me that I was neglecting my child, and which wasn't correct. And he called CPS on my mom and tried to bring everybody else down.
Are you talking about the CPS wellness checks that I discussed in my opening?
No,
So are you saying that there's an actual CPS case open between Mr. Smith?
no.
So what are you saying then, ma'am?
When she came out of the hospital, he was calling CPS for wellness checks and Belton PD every week for like 2 months straight. And PD told him to stop because that was a form of
Okay,
harassment.
ma'am, stop. Wait, ma'am, stop again. Don't testify to something someone else said. All right, no matter what.
Okay.
Okay, you can say it stopped. You can say the part testify to something someone else said, ma'am. Thank you.
It's in the report that I have right here.
Okay, ma'am. I know you're not a lawyer, ma'am. But if you had and it was signed by the governor of the state of Texas, it's still not admissible as hearsay, ma'am. You've got to get that person to come in and testify to what was said. So he has the opportunity to cross-examine them on anything that they said happened. All right. You just can't say one side of the story. That's what letters and documents say. So that's why they have to come in and testify personally, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I have the copies in text of videos. Like I don't know.
All right, ma'am. Let's move on. So what kind of visitation are you wanting to have between him and the child?
Supervised. As long
And
as I'm there with the child and him, that is perfectly fine. I'm not against him not seeing his child because we made that child together. That is also his daughter. I agree with that. But I would like supervised visitation. That's
so would you be okay with a supervised visitation that would eventually, after a number of times, go to a standard possession order?
what is a standard possession order?
Standard possession, Your Honor, may I just briefly?
Yeah, we're getting ready. This is a special setting, Mr. Welch. This is not a 30-minute hearing. This is a 3-hour hearing, and the baby just got a lawyer. So, all right, guys, we're gonna do this the hard way. I'm gonna give the child a lawyer. The child's lawyer is going to complete the investigation, and I'm going to find out what's going on here one way or the other. So that's where this is going, because this docket is not made for this type of hearing, and this has already gone on 10 minutes, and we're nowhere near getting through with this one. So here's the deal, Mr. Welch. We're off the record, and let me figure out who I'm going to appoint to represent the baby on this one. I was going to do Mr. Brimhall just the last time. He's probably going to be the lawyer, and you guys are coming in live. So let me look at the schedule, and I'll be back with y'all in a few minutes. Thank you. We're
Thank
off
you,
the
Your
record
Honor.
for now.
Thank you,
I'm
Your
sorry,
Honor.
sir. Mr. Smith, I'm looking at going. Again, sir. Nothing here is against you one way or the other, but I'm going to give the baby a lawyer because you two are not going to agree on these items, and I need to get somebody to do a proper investigation on the allegations of criminal charges and everything else, and make sure that there have been no convictions, and give you the opportunity to testify also, sir, and tell your side of the story to the ad litem. So at this time, like I say, I'm going to go off the record, and I'm going to go ahead and start looking at dates when I can get this thing set up for at least a temporary hearing and get this going. Thank you. So I'll be right back as soon as I check with Belinda to see when Mr. Brimhall might already have a hearing date on a certain date. Thank you.
Your Honor, it seemed like we have Mr. Brimhall. He's on a special setting on April 23rd, and he's on another special setting on May 8th and May 28th.
Is there a way that I can send a copy of the police report?
Ma'am, I'll put you in a breakout room and you can send it to me.
Okay.
Oh, Your Honor, you're muted.
Need to let her know that's still hearsay. All right. It doesn't come in unless it's authenticated. And
Okay.
lawyers know how to authenticate, lay people don't. So if she can, thank you.
And Your Honor, I should make you aware, I think you're timing out. I don't remember the phrase. The Wi-Fi might not be that great on your end, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. All right. I need to reboot my computer is what it is. I came in cold this morning and I didn't reboot. So with this one, I'll try to set that up. But for right now, I was possibly looking at that other date. Let's see, side available that I was looking at that last case on. Let's see. All right, I know I got I got 3 p.m. on the 14th available. I'll have I can have that set up for a couple hours on May the 14th for a temporary hearing. So that's what I'm probably going to look at. If Isaac can't do it, I'll find a lawyer that can. But make plans to be a special setting on 3 p.m. on May the 14th. So I'll give everybody a couple of weeks to get their ducks in a row.
And it will be a live setting, Your Honor?
No, that's a Zoom. Yeah, that's the second Wednesday of the month. That's a Zoom docket. And I'll have Belinda contact Isaac to see if he can do that three. It's a 3 o'clock hearing, so that's so late in the evening. I know I can find a lawyer to get ready by that time frame. So, but we'll double check to see if Mr. Brimhall is going to be at. Before look like I'm going to reset y'all to May the 14th at 3 p.m. And give y'all to 5 p.m. And again, I'm setting this up as a temp, not as a final. And that's so I just want to get the general information, including verification of convictions. Again, ma'am and sir, reports don't count. Court orders count. All right. So again, yeah, anybody can report, anybody can tell the officer anything. That's not unless there's been a follow-up as far as charges concerned. I'll listen to whether or not there's been charges, but without convictions, they only carry so much weight. All right. If they're still pending, then they carry a lot more weight. But they're charges that are never that have been dropped or something along those lines. Obviously, that to take care of that. But anyway, I'll let the state get y'all in the breakout room, and we're going to find out who's and I'll hopefully find out that Mr. Brim is the attorney that's going to be representing y'all on that date. If not, whoever it is, you'll need to give Mr. Welch permission to give the lawyer your contact information. In other words, your email addresses and your phone numbers. That will not be a problem, Mr. Smith.
No, sir.
And Ms. Cabana, is that a problem?
No, sir.
All right, then good enough. So the state will be good. So again, right now I'm looking at Isaac, but if somebody else, you'll get the order, whoever, and then in that reset order will be the name of the lawyer that is going to be able to be there on the 14th at 3 p.m. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got a short list of people like that, so there's only about 5 to 8 people that. So we'll see which one it is. But right now I'm shooting for Isaac Brimhall. Thank you. And
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Welch, you can get them both in the breakout room. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let me go ahead and set up the Zoom. As soon as I get that done and get that out to Belinda and Walker, I'm going to go ahead and shut everything down and reboot and try to get back on and double check my internet. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. Ms. Canova, I'm going to move you to room 45. And Mr. Smith, you're going to be room 46.